discussing the connection between Maya and Brahman. Shall I continue?
Yes, yes.
Okay. We are discussing the connection between Maya and Brahman. In Mantra 53, it says that power is not considered to be different from the power holder. Shakti is not independent from Shaktiman. So obviously, Shakti Karyam, sure. I don't know, it is all my laptop, the photos are different. Okay, I'll start from this thing. In Mantra 53, it says that power is not considered to be different from the power holder. Shakti is not independent from Shaktiman. So obviously, Shakti Karyam is also not independent. This cannot be counted as a second entity. Dvaitiyam. Mantra 54 talks about how Maya operates. The question is, from where does Maya create the whole world and all its objects? Whether Maya occupies the whole of Brahman or one part of Brahman. This question could be asked. Brahman is the substratum, the adhishtanam of Maya. In that way, they are identical. From the point of creation of objects, then Maya is the creator. This is answered in mantra number 54. The Maya Shakti does not connect with the whole of Brahman. It is localized in a part, meaning the whole creation is only one part of Brahman. Maya operates with Brahman only during creation. When we say Maya is Shakti, we must remember that whole Brahman is not covered by Maya. Swamiji explained this with the example of the pot and the pot maker. One part of the clay pot maker takes and modifies it and makes a pot. Similarly, here also, the Brahman is not completely involved in creation, but one part of Brahman is seen as a creator. In mantra number 55, Vidyaranya Swamiji quotes Purusha Suktam to support the statement in 54th mantra. The whole creation is only a quarter portion of Brahman, and the other three parts reveal his glory. Shruti also reinforces this statement. This is the direct Shruti Pramanam. In 56th mantra, the same idea is stated from the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 10, shloka number 42, to show that Smriti support is also there besides the Shruti support. It says that the whole world is supported by a quarter portion of me. Krishna says this to Arjuna, implying that I am the support of the whole Adhishtanam. I am the Adhishtanam. In 57th shloka is a quote from Shvetashvara Upanishad and Narayana Suktam. Supreme Atma pervades the whole world. It is beyond all modifications. Wherever manifestation and creation is there, we consider Maya. This is an important point here. When there is no creation, we do not consider Maya. Mantra 58 shows the speciality of Vidyaranya Swamiji. He anticipates the question of the listener and gives answers in the same language. This clear answer makes it easy to understand. The question, like whether Maya covers the whole of the universe or only a part, Swamiji explained this in detail. In 59th mantra, says that Maya Shakti depends on Brahman and starts making many modifications as an illusion. An analogy of the canvas and the paintings and the colors on the canvas is given. We do not see the background, the canvas on which the picture is painted, because we are attracted by the painting and we forget the wall or the canvas on which it is painted. In the same way, we see only the creation of Maya and we enjoy it. The substratum Brahman is just like canvas. It is always there. So we say Brahman is always there, but it is covered with the modifications of Maya. Thus, having proved, the teacher now explains first the modification which is superimposed on the Sat, that is the Akasha or the space. Now, next, creation starts. In mantra number 60, it says that the first modification of Maya based on Brahman is Akasha, which gives space to other objects. That which gives room to other object is Akasha. Akasha is formed from Brahman, so we say space is, where everything exists that must definitely have an existence. Hence, space has existence. Nowhere existence is denied. Only Brahman gives existence to that object which is created, and that existence will continue. In Shloka 61, it is said that the nature of Brahman is existence, which is its Swabhava. This Eka Swabhava is transmitted to Akasha. This Eka Swabhava is existence. Now, Akasha has two Swabhava, two existence are from Brahman and the space, which is its own. Because Brahman is spaceless, its quality is sound, and that it gets from Maya. Swamiji gave an elaborate explanation to make this very clear. Swamiji concluded with this topic. Hari Om.
श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानामालयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम् शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणम् सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्ते भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। श्री दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। नमस्ते शंकरानंद गुरुपादाम्बुजन्मने सविलासमहामोह ग्राहग्रासैककर्मणे श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ओम। ओम नमो नारायणाय। So the discussion was on Brahman as existence, space named as Akasha. So now the starting comparison of space. Space is the first evolute of modification of or the karyam of Maya. Sadhyo vikaraha akasha. So when something is modified from the existence, it has to have some swarupa, some nature, some qualification. Now the first and foremost qualification of akasha or the identification of akasha is avakasha. Avakasha is mean space giving, the accommodating all others. Therefore, akasha is called avakasha. So now it is something very important in this context is why we consider space as the first evolute of Brahman. The reason is, now you can see Brahman as existence accompanied with Maya, or Maya as the power of Brahman as creative power. So both together become the existence which was the Satta. The existence become powerful. In the sense, now the powerful existence can modify itself because the power itself is vibration. Power itself is a modification, if has a change in itself. So when the existence is with the creative power, it is modified into many forms as said in Shloka 59. But how it changes, how can it be in many forms? So the first form is space. Now we will have many reasons given here why the space is a modification, an evolute of Brahman with the certain changes. We know that to create something, to explore something, we need space. So therefore, it can be said the creation itself is the externality of space, or the extension of space. So the manifestation of space is first. When we think about an object, any kind of magnification as such, we have to bring some space into our mind. The space in the sense, when we see an object, the space is connected there, because that the object is accommodated in space, that the object has got room to exist, to expand itself, to expose itself. So this is why anything we think about, any object, it may be outside object or mentally we think about it, but it needs a space as an object of externality. This externality, the extension, is the connection between our thought process and the object. When we see an object in our mind, though we are unable to assume the space there or experience the space there, but externality is there. The externality I mean by is, I know I am different from that object. That object is different from me, so I am seeing it. So this is the point I am taking the word as external. It's separated from you. It's not like only the outside objects are separated, but the objects in the mind also is separated in this sense, because we are seeing it. Hence, we have to assume, we have to accept that there is some space, because if there is no space, how can we say that this object is an object outside? Outside in the sense it's separate from me, it's apart from me. Therefore, that externality of assuming space is there in all the creation, the manifestation of any kind. Therefore, the space is first. That is one thing. The another thing is, here as said, akasho astiti satatvam akashepi anugacchati. Now there we say akasha is, space exists. Akasha is, space exists. The existence of space is unwearably accepted. We can't deny it. So now the main point is why we say space is created. Why I am taking up this point? Because in our scientific world, physics and all the other parts of scientific studies, they don't accept space is a creation. So how can we say space is created? We will discuss, because our author of Pancadashi, the most respected Vidyaranya Mahasvami, is a big scientist on this subject. So he will prove it, why we should consider space as a creation or space is separate from Atma. Why we should consider, he will give more arguments and logics here. So now space is, space exists. So the existence of space is unseparable from the substratum Adhishthanam as Atma. Atma extends its existence, Sattvam, then the space with its quality is created. So what is the quality of space now? What is the peculiar, special identification of space? Is Avakasha Swarupam, which gives space to others, which can accommodate others. Right? So now you see the difference. The difference is the pure existence is not said to be accommodating anything, or it is not spatiality. There is no space as such. The spatiality come after the creation of or the manifestation of appearance of experience of Akasha. This is how we have to understand that. Akasho asti satatvam akashepi anugacchati. Now we have only two things in regard with Akasha. One is the space or the quality of Akasha, and the second is existence. Akasha plus existence. The space plus existence equal to Akasha now. Okay, so this point is discussed in next Sloka 61. We already have seen it. Eka swabhavam satatvam akashaha diswabhavaha. So therefore, the Brahman, however it is said, Brahman is existence alone, existence itself. So Eka swabhavam. Now in Brahman, there is no experience of space. There is no experience of anything else. How can we prove it? With our own experience in deep sleep. When we go to deep sleep, our existence is without space, because even the space is not there, the awareness of space is not there. In deep sleep experience, we can't prove that there is space. The reason is there is no an external object. Now, when I use the word external, you have to be careful that I am using in the sense it is something different from Atma, that's all. Not in the sense what we are normally we use the word external, means outside as an object, outside body. Even something is seen apart from Atma, different from Atma, is it is an external object. So in Sushupti, we don't have any external objective knowledge. There I experience only myself, even without space. And there we don't need any accommodation there. Therefore, the existence is the only character, only experience of Atma. So, Eka Swabhavam Satatvam. Now you see how beautifully and perfectly not missing the point, not confusing the point, how Vidyaranya Mahaswamiji explains this. He is bringing the point, no, step by step and in deeper level. So satatvam akashaha, ekaswabhavam satatvam. And akasha, of course, has two parts, dviswabhavakaha. Na avakashaha sadivyomni sacheshobi dvayam sthitam. So na avakashaha sadivyomni. Oh, when you see only Brahman as existence or Sachidananda Brahma, in that Brahman Sat, na avakashaha, even the space is not there. It is spaceless. Okay. So Vyomni cha eshobi. But in Akasha, it has space and existence, both the natural. Therefore, we say space is dual. What I said is space is dual. Dual with two characters. One, its own character as space or spatiality, and the property what we attribute to the space. And the second thing is the general extension of existence, the nature of Brahma. So now the existence of Brahman is extended to space, and then the space becomes space. So space is existence plus space equal to Akasha. Okay. Now we will take up little more in this sense. Now you see, when we talk about space, space has another quality as also. Our Atma as existence is immeasurable. You cannot measure Atma. The measurement is not possible in Atma. Right? Whereas the space extension can be measured. Whereas the spatial extension can be measured between two objects. So between two objects, from one point to another point, one post to another post, we measure the space there. So what we measure, wherever we measure, when we measure the space, we measure only the space. Like the distance between two things, the post A and post B, we have 1.5 meter. So the 1.5 meter measurement is between two poles, can be said measurement of space. Okay. So this is the third quality of space, because of which space is different from Atma. Now, Atma is unmeasurable, but the space is measurable. Space is accommodating things, and Atma has no quality of that as a quality. Atma is the substratum or the foundation of all the things as existence, the base existence. So in that existence, which is unmeasurable, which is spaceless, have two more extension as qualities, space and measurements. So even in outer space, we send all these things out in outer space, rays, signals, things like that. With that, the science now, or the astronomy, they can measure things with the signals. So then they say this particular satellite is in this long distance. So they measure all the distances. So what they measure? They measure the object to object, from one object to another object. So they measure with the electronic techniques or electrical techniques or radio waves or whatever is necessary. But the measurement is in space only. So that is the one, that is the third point we have here, the avakasha sati vyomnicha eshobi sthitam. Now another point is discussed in 62 sloka number 62. Yadva pradidhonirvyomno guno naso satikshate vyomnidvau sadhvanitena sadegam digunam viyat. Yet another quality apart from Atma. So space has one more quality. It can be said like that. So yadva, add more into this, adding another quality into this. Vyomnaha gunaha pradidhvanihi. The revibration, pradidhvanihi. Echo sound. So echo sound is another quality of space. So pradidhvanihi. Okay, the yadva pradidhvanir vyomno gunaha. Now naso sadikshate. So that property, that echo sound revibration is not there in Atma. Right? Therefore, one cannot say Atma is vibration, Atma is vibrating. People say, no, I felt a good vibration or good vibration of divine vibration, and all these people say it is all false. Because there is no vibration in divinity. Divinity is existence, Satchidananda. So Satchidananda cannot vibrate. There is no role of reflection there. So the vibration, what we feel, actually, is the vibration of air there. The air, the energy, vibrating through air, reflecting through air. We say prana shakti. The vibration of prana. Vibration of air. So air can vibrate energy, because when energy, some energy flow is there. Naturally, air vibrates, and our deeper skin can feel it, sense it. Because the quality of skin we already know, we have studied the last chapter. The quality of skin is sparsha, touch. So this vibration is felt in that skin, so that is connected to air. There is no vibration of Atma, there is no vibration of God as such. Divine vibration. So divinity has no vibration. So this vibration of sound, echo sound, is from space. Now only space can hold this revibration as pradidhvani, echo sound. Where there is space with the air, so the air and space together make all these vibrations and humming sound and Hum sound, Humkar and Omkar and all this. Many sounds in different vibration, different level. So some sounds we can hear, other sound we are unable to hear by our ears. That's there. But naso sati ikshate. For sure, the Brahman has no such sound business. So na sati ikshate. It is not there in sound in Brahman. So in this way again, Vyomni do sadhvani. So now again we can say Vyoma or Akasha has existence plus dhvani, vibration, pradidhvani. So now how many qualities space got as its own quality? First is space accommodation. It can accommodate things. It is space giving. And then plus measurement and plus revibration as echo sound. The humming sound is created in space. And of course, the generality of existence is there because Atma provides existence to space. So existence plus space plus measurement plus revibration equal to space. Right? So this is the where we are separate. Again, we have another thing. Tena tadegam dugunam viyata. Therefore, this viyat is with all these qualities. So now these quality other than existence, no other modification is there in Atma. Therefore, Atma cannot be space and space cannot be Atma. Only Atma is there. So, as I said, space has, of course, space has a name also. We have to add that too. Space as name, Akasha, the name plus accommodation plus measurement plus revibration plus existence. So these are the things it has. Now you see how Maya created this. Now one is unable to even identify this space separated from Atma. We are identifying Atma and Akasha as one. or all other objects in space as one. Now from here, again, how Maya is connected to this point, why we are, why we say that space is created. This creation is from Maya. Now, what is the reason that space is separated from existence, Atma? If it is separated, how can it exist? How can we know it? So these are the questions. Now you see how in Vedanta, Maya's creation. People say Maya's creation is illusion, delusion, and all those. But here you will see the correct formula of Maya's creation. How Maya creates. Then you can decide actually Maya is creating or not. If you catch hold of this point, what we are going to discuss in 63, 64, and 65 slokas, 3 slokas. Then you will learn that how all creation is Maya. And then you will also learn how you have created this existence, how you have created this world. Okay, so therefore, be very attentive and to know these 2 things here. Ya Shakti kalpayed vyoma sa sadvyomnora bhinnatam apadya dharma dharmitvam vyatyayena vakalpayet. So the shloka says, Ya Shakti kalpayed vyoma. The power, the same Shakti, what we have already discussed, the Shakti power as Maya. Brahman's creative power. So, Ya Shakti kalpayet. Ya Shakti superimposes or kalpayed Maya. Ya Shakti kalpayed vyoma. The which Shakti Maya makes this vyoma akasha. Okay, that's okay. That much is correct. So now the Shakti Maya created this vyoma. Sa, then what does after that, sa, that Shakti, sad vyomnoho abhinnatam apadya. This is the problem here. Now, after that, what happens? Sad and vyoma. Sad, Brahman, and vyoma's akasha. Then that power, the Shakti, she makes the Brahman and akasha identical. Abhinnatam. It makes both as identical and real existence, real entity. Sad vyomnoho abhinnatam. Okay. Then that's okay. It made both together, both identical. Apadya. Having made like that, apadya, dharma dharmitvam vyatyayena avakalpayet. Then The Sat, the existence, the quality of substance, and the quality of the property of substance, the quality of the substance. So there is a substance, an object, and the quality of that substance, that object. So dharma, dharmi, it is said dharma and dharmi. Dharma means quality of something. Dharmi means which holds the quality, which owns the quality. So dharma and dharmi. And then what? After that, Vettayena avakalpayet. It makes dharma and dharmi Vettayena, in reverse way. It makes the dharma as dharmi, the quality as substance, and substance as quality. This is how it makes. Quality as substance, and vice versa, substance as quality. They're distorting the facts, changing the fact mutually, the mutual change. This is why we call it superimposition. So dharma become dharmi and dharmi become dharma. So dharmi, the substance is important and the property is secondary. That is how we identify, because we as human, the human being is important, or it has the first space, and the quality of human beings as the second quality, second space. So here dharma and dharmi Vyatyayena avakalpaye. Vyatyayena means mutually changing, mutually misidentifying. Dharma as identified as dharmi, quality as identified as the substance which has the quality, and the substance is identified as quality. So the opposite, mutual identity changing. So this is what is called Vyatyayena avakalpaya. Therefore, now you see, if substance is considered as quality and quality is considered as substance, then what is the knowledge? What is your perception? Now your whole perception is erroneous. Your perception is wrong. So this erroneous perception become our true reality, right knowledge. You got the point? Now I will explain with an analogy, an example. Now you will take the space, the first creation of Maya, right? Now what we say, space is there. What did we say? Space is there. Okay. Or we can make even simple, in simple sentence, in 2 words. Space exists. Right? Space exists. Now in these 2 words, which is the subject? Subject is space. Okay. And the exists, the verb, we can say predicate. The subject is space and predicate is existence. When we say space exists. Now, here is the Maya, here is the problem. Here, the perception, the knowledge is erroneous. It's a completely wrong understanding. How? Now you see, I'm going to change your perception and your language, your idea making process of the brain. At the first, when you listen to this, you will have a confusion for a little time. Then I will try to explain it. Okay. So be ready for be confusing. I will have confusion. So now why I am saying this? Because just to catch hold of the point. Now space exists when we say in according to the grammar, in linguistic way, when we think, the space is the subject and the existence that exists, the second part is the predicate, the verb. Now in between this, which is important, which has more importance, subject or predicate? Normally it should be for subject, because in language subject is most important. The primary understanding we have with the subject. According to the subject, we add on predicates and with that adjectives, verbs, and nouns, pronouns, and all those things. So now subject and predicate, noun and verb. Let it be like this. Now here the problem is, when we say space exists, actually the first thing should be existence. Right? In this sentence, existence has the full power. It means the existence is most important here. But when we produce, we say something, the existence goes to second level in predicate, in the corner of predicate, and the subject corner we give more importance. Actually, it should be vice versa. Is predicate is as existence is important here. After existence, space comes. Okay, so this idea, this language formation of mind is Maya. So this is what is making all the problems of Ajnanam and all this. If you could, because you will only catch hold of predicate secondary, existence as secondary. You have always, you are concentrating on the subject, the noun which is used. The first perception, first cognition is of subject only, noun only. Then comes the verb and other things. But in actual sense, in reality, even this space, God, its existence is being on the Sat only, the existence only. Without existence, the space is nothing. It has no entity. So the real entity is not Akasha. Akasha is the secondary entity. And the first entity is existent itself. But in language formation, it's not only in language formation, but our thinking pattern goes like that. It's not only in English, in all the languages is like that. So this is why we are totally confused with the reality of ourselves. Now when we say, I am so and so, I say my name. So I am so and so, I am Haribrahmendrananda. Oh, so when I say this, when people listen to it, nobody cares for the I am using. People will care only the name and the form which is seen there as a human being. A man standing there and giving his name. So in between, this am, actually that am is the existence. I am. It is disappeared. It has no existence. It has no identity. Therefore, the form and the name, which are secondary in the level of when we compare to existence, it is secondary or in other levels. So this is the problem here we are discussing in the slok number 63. Apadya dharma dharmitvam vyatyayena avakalpaye. So dharmi is made into dharma and dharma is made into dharmi. So now the difference comes when we talk about Akasha. When I say Akasha is there, no, I simply say Akasha is there or Akasha exists. Can anybody, any intelligent person can make a difference of Akasha and existence? Will anybody think about that? No. When I say Akasha exists, there is no meaning of asking what is the difference between Akasha and existence. Nobody cares for existence. They will think only about Akasha. So this is why we call it the creation manifestation, which is founded in existence and seemingly different from existence. Now, all the quality of Akasha you see, the first one name, second one we counted as accommodation, avakasha, which can give space to others. And third we revealed as measurement. And fourth is reverberation, echo sound, which produces it. And all this 1, 2, 3, 4 things are very well known in regard with our knowledge system. We know only these things. No consideration for existence. No care for existence. In fact, without existence, nothing is known, and this knowledge itself is existing. The knower is existing, but we have no care for that. So this is the point here. Now we have seen in this sloka. So now Akasha is a space giving, that is okay, but it can be a medium of sound, everything. But the main thing in Akasha is it has an existence. That is the most important part of Akasha, and which we miss. The reason for missing it is we see the externality of space, the objectiveness of space. When I say there is space, I am always thinking about space. I am not thinking about me as existence, me as knower. When we practice this, when we get this point, whenever we talk about something, whenever we think about something, I am as an existence, as a knower, as a thinker, I am first. My existence is first. Then only the next other existences come. If we are aware about this awareness, this pure awareness is the highest experience of Vedanta that you can experience yourself if you do meditation on this, if you continuously think about this and become one with this and just change your thinking pattern. That is what I said. Now the normal thinking pattern is objective. Now change the thinking pattern as subjective. This is not ego. You don't think this is a ego, this is a higher ego. No. Ego has no space in this knowledge. Ego is nowhere. Because even the ego has existence because of me, because of my existence. How can ego argue with me if I have not given existence to ego? Ask ego about it. No, when ego comes and say, no, I am here, why you are not considering me? You are considering only yourself. Ask the ego why you are here. How you are here? Because of me. So how can you ask me? How can you argue with me? So you are nowhere to me. So this is how you can separate it. So I think if you got this point, I can say that I am satisfied with my effort. I will I will be satisfied that you got it. So this is the important point of this second chapter. And whenever until we finish this, the whole Pancadashi will take us with this point. Sado vyomatvamapannam vyopna sattam tu laukikaha tarkikascha mayaya uchitam hitat. Then he says, Sado vyomatvamapannam. Now the existence appears as vyoma, as space, akasha, ether. The existence of Atma extended as Akasha. Akasha is an extension of space. Now, other thing, when we talk about space, the time also, the duration also comes here. Now, when creation has the extension of space, extension as space, Space is an extension of existence of Atma. Space is an extension of existence of Atma. When the Atma is extended as space, then the duration is also there. Where we can measure things, where there are two objects, considerable two objects, there the duration is measured. Time is measured. Where there is two vibrations, one after another, there the duration is measured. All the radio waves and other waves like electromagnetic waves and things like that. So there is at another measurement of time. So in this connection, when the existence Brahman become Akasha, the space is there and the duration is also created. Now, the space and duration is in mind. Here, in this sense, the duration and space is in mind. Because mind is making the thoughts. So thoughts are constantly one after another. They have a sequence of connection. So their thought process as a phenomenon, we see that two thoughts are connected in a duration, because two thoughts are two processes. Two processes are created, then the duration is also created. So that we will discuss later. Sado vyomattvam apannam. Now, as said in the previous sloka, what is said there? The Maya makes the first as second, second as first. Superior existence as posterior, and posterior space as superior. So substance as the secondary to that, the subject and verb or predicate, what we all just now we discussed. So therefore now the Sad and Vyoma become one. Vyomnaha sattam dulogika. Therefore people say, people not only is not people, ordinary people, but who are learned, logicians, tarkikaha, who are well learned, even those people, they say Vyomnaha satta. What is appearing? They say space is appearing. Space is there. Space exists. Actually, there is existence, only existence. Space is a transformation of that existence itself with all these qualities: name, accommodation, measurement, revibration, and all what we discussed. No. Nama, avakasha, pradidhvani, and measurement as pramanam. Laukikaha avagachanti. Then he is just making as a light point. He is saying, you see, these all happens in Maya. So aghadita ghatana patiyasi Maya. Maya can create what is unfit for creation, which cannot be created. Aghatita ghatana patiyasi Maya. So therefore he says, Mayayaha ujitam hitad. This is quite expected from Maya. This confusion, no, Maya is making this confusion. The first existence becomes secondary, and the secondary space become first. The subject become first, and the existence becomes second. So these all changing, mutual changing, counter changing is quite expected from Maya, because Maya can do all this. This is all confusion, because if you don't know about yourself, you don't know the truth, what cannot be made? Everything can be made. So therefore, Maya is in this way, it is a power which can superimpose, which can change things, and it can make real unreal, unreal as real. We cannot know what it means. This is the result of delusion. That this is the result of Maya in this way. So Maya is Shakti, because the important point is Maya is the Shakti of Atma. But how it makes things different is like this. So here we can only say Maya is manifestation. It's not real manifestation. Maya is manifestation, is appearing manifestation. It seems to be manifested, but actually only existence exists. No manifestation different from that. So that would be the correct perception. Then we will see other things in next class, because today we have discussed some very important and very deepest understanding, very profound understanding of Maya's creation in relation with space and other things. So I think today we conclude here. If any question arise, you can carry on with that. Over to you for questions. Thank you. Hari Om.
Pranam Swamiji.
Hari Om, Pranam.
Hari Om, Namaste, Pranam Swamiji. Swamiji has clearly mentioned about the qualities, that is, space has the quality that is exist with accommodation, with name and measurement and dhvani. This dhvani, that sound, it seems the sound will be the subtlemost form of the sound, because as per physical material science, the sound needs a medium like air and all to transform. So basically this will be the subtlest, unmanifest form of the sound. Is it like that? How we should challenge the material world?
That doesn't make any difference, because sound has many forms. What we hear, no, that sound is not the sound what is really produced. So when we talk about sound, it's not only air. air is only the medium which carries sound to one place to another place. Right? The sound is
Yes.
created some other substance, or we can say a vacuum space. Then the movements, when it gets the movements with air, the vibrations and all those friction and fractions are taken away with the air. That's how it happens. So it doesn't make any difference. It can be in many forms. We can take a drum, and now we know how the drum makes the sound. So this is how it is said.
Okay, sir. Hari Om. Namaste.
Okay. So we conclude with this, if there is no any other question. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.
धन्यवाद स्वामी जी.
धन्यवाद स्वामी जी.